you guys hear me? Is it too soft?
I can hear you now.
All right, very good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to today's meeting, Toastmaster meeting 334. Me as the president-elect, I'm so honored to give my opening speech here in this. First of all, I would like to welcome some of our guests for today's meeting. I think we have got my friend, Ravin, Daryl, my classmate, my senior, and also I believe this is friends from Alvin, right? Is it? Joshua. Oh, Joshua. Hi. Welcome. And also we have guests, 𝐶𝐶. Welcome to this meeting. I would also like to welcome Toastmaster 𝐶𝐮 from MIA Toastmaster Club being here as the evaluator. So welcome all for today's meeting. Today's theme is, before this, I would like to welcome 𝐏𝐿 from Bukit Galugo Toastmaster Club, ex-UM Toastmaster Club member. Thank you for your support, and also your Toastmaster member, your friend.
Thank you.
Today's theme is about putting thoughts into action. Right? Yesterday, I was at One Utama. I was doing roller skating. I always wanted to do that, but I scared I always fall down and get embarrassed because they are kids so young and they're so professional. But yesterday was my first time doing it. So in a way, I put thoughts into actions. Of course, I watched a lot of YouTube videos last minute, trying to get a sense of when I was practicing the roller skating. But yeah, although keep falling off and climbing up a few times, eventually I know at least how to stabilize myself and I just enjoy the roller skating moment. So I just want to say, if you have thoughts that you have in your mind that you always feel have no chance to do it, maybe the chance is not yet arrived, but once you have the thoughts you wanted to do it, when you get the chance, like I was invited by my friends to do roller skating, I tried. So you just try if you want to do something, right? Put your thoughts into your actions, and although the results sometimes isn't gonna be good, but at least you got experience. So with that, without further ado, I would like to welcome our Toastmaster of the evening, first-timer Toastmaster 𝐶𝐮, who is also having her birthday today. I would like everyone to stand up, physical audience and online audience to unmute, and let's sing Happy Birthday to you. Happy Birthday to you. Happy birthday to 𝐶𝐮. Happy birthday to you. Also, I wish all the teachers, future teachers like Kenneth, 𝐶𝐮, current teacher 𝐏𝐿, a very happy Teachers' Day. With that, I pass the floor to Toastmaster of the evening, 𝐶𝐮. Over to you.
So hi everyone, thank you, President. Good evening, everyone. I am 𝐿𝐮, the Toastmasters of the evening for today. So, as we all know, UM Toastmasters Club is a platform for members and non-members to practice public speaking and also leadership skills, communication in a very safe, supportive environment. We have regular meetings with table topic session, which is open for guests who are the first timers to Toastmasters Club meetings. Besides that, we also have prepared speech session where it provides opportunities for members to practice their public speaking with a scripted speech. Yes. So, and also evaluation session to give and take feedback to improve yourself. Yes, so that's all for me. So now I'll pass my control to VPM. But before this, since we have 2 new members joining us recently, so let's welcome Vice President Membership, Joshua, to conduct member induction ceremony. So let's welcome Joshua.
Thank you, Toastmaster of Evening 𝐶𝐮. And now I will conduct the induction ceremony for our 2 new members. Fellow Toastmasters, it is now our duty and privilege to induct Alvin and Mauro, new members, into the University of Malaya Toastmasters Club. This is an important occasion, both for these new members and for our club. These individuals have come to Toastmasters seeking to improve their communication and leadership. And we now have an opportunity to help them learn, grow, and achieve. I will now call our new members forward and ask them to join me at, not join me. I'll ask them to stand in the middle. Please withhold your applause until the ceremony is completed. So Alvin and Mauro, are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah. Maybe you can stand at the whiteboard. There. We have 1 and 2. Okay, nice. So Alvin and Mauro, you are joining a worldwide organization that has helped more than 4 million people learn to communicate more effectively. As members of the University of Malaya Toastmasters Club, you will benefit from a proven program of self-development. You will become part of an outstanding group of people who are dedicated to helping one another in a spirit of sharing and enjoyment. Mr. Mingkang, have these new members been given an opportunity to discuss their needs and goals with the club? Have they been told how the Toastmasters program works and informed of the many benefits they will receive, as well as the obligations of membership?
Yes.
All right. Who have been assigned as mentors for these new members?
For this, I will pass to Mentor Master Kenneth.
All right. Kenneth?
All right. For Toastmaster Alvin, 𝐸𝐾𝐽 will be his mentor. For Toastmaster Mauro, 𝐿𝐴 will be her mentor.
All right. Would these Toastmasters please stand? As experienced Toastmasters, you have been asked to help these new members get off to a good start. Do you accept this responsibility and pledge to share knowledge and experience with our new members so that they can immediately begin to benefit from their Toastmasters membership? Mentors?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And Toastmaster 𝐴𝐵𝐺 also?
Yes, I do.
All right. Membership in this club and in Toastmasters International is a privilege that carries with it many rewards. Yet, it also places certain obligations upon you. We are a group of people brought together to do things we could not accomplish alone. Our collective obligation is to grow and improve ourselves and to share our knowledge and experience with fellow members in a spirit of enjoyment. This means you work diligently toward your own self-development, evaluate others' speeches in a spirit of support, and sharing assist the club in reaching its goals, remain positive, and keep a smile on your face. We ask you, our new members, to dedicate yourselves to personal growth, to share this great gift with your fellow members, and to help keep this Toastmasters Club strong and dynamic. Please face your fellow members and affirm your membership by repeating the following words. I Okay, and then your name.
Alvin.
In the presence of my fellow members of University Malaya Toastmasters Club, make this firm obligation to attend meetings regularly and prepare fully for each assignment. To apply myself to the projects outlined in the Toastmasters education program. To participate actively in club activities. To evaluate others in a positive, constructive manner. To build open, friendly relationships with my fellow members, and to bring other new members into the club so that they can also gain the benefits of Toastmasters. Okay, now would all club members please repeat the club's pledge to its new members? We, the members of University Malaya Toastmasters Club pledge to support you in your quest for self-development, to provide you with positive, helpful evaluations, to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, to give you opportunities to help others, and to make your Toastmasters membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience. And that is all for our ceremony. Congratulations to Alvin and Mauro. You are now officially University Malaya Toastmasters Club members. Welcome, welcome. And that is all. I will pass it back to the Toastmaster of the evening, 𝐶𝐿.
Okay, so thank you, Joshua. So now I will moving on to prepared speech session. Today we have a total number of 4 speakers for prepared speech session. Let us put our hands together to welcome the first speaker, Alvin. Okay, for his topic, he is going to do Project Icebreaker Level 1. His topic is being a girl boss. So now I'll pass the floor to speaker one, Alvin.
SOP, speakers can take over to have a better sound quality. I think it's okay. All right.
Hello, can you guys hear me? Thank you, Miss Toastmaster, and good evening, fellow members and guests. Growing up, I had no sense of what I wanted to be when I came of age. Still, I don't. In fact, I still don't. Finding my authentic persona has always been a complicated journey, and having an alter ego that facades and shields my true self has undoubtedly contributed to my identity crisis. It keeps me awake at night. People always say, you're rather young, you still have plenty of time to figure out who you are and what you want to be, but that still doesn't help me much. This year marks my first year as an adult, and I still don't know what I want to do. I'm somewhat on the point of dropping out, almost dropping out, and my social circle isn't particularly that big either. Now, before I continue on rambling on with my life and my unhappy existence, let me begin with a decent introduction of who I am. My name is Alvin. I am a 20-year-old alcoholic, and I'm somewhat an introvert by nature and personality. To pass time, I read, I binge watch movies and TV shows, but most importantly, I enjoy sleeping. I sleep any time of the day. In fact, I actually slept twice today before coming to this meeting, and then hence we were late as well. But in fact, the reason I think I sleep a lot is because to avoid reality and responsibilities. Because I still haven't found myself much, I still don't know who I am. I think sleep, I guess you can say that sleep is a remedy for me to, I guess, like, to stop overthinking about my life. Until I came over the term girl boss while skimming through TikTok. The term is now more of a meme, a sarcastic shorthand of interpreting the pop culture today. But back then, back in the age of when female icons like Lady Gaga or Paris Hilton defined pop culture, the term was used to refer as any powerful woman, a woman whose success is defined in opposition to the male-dominated world in which she swims upstream. If you're an avid TikTok viewer, where you basically spend your whole day scrolling through TikTok, you might have the term gaslight, gatekeep, and girl boss might ring the bell. Now, everyone, regardless of sex or gender, can be a girl boss. I can be a girl boss, you can be a girl boss, you can be a girl boss. Everyone can be a girl boss. Oprah moment here. So, in a nutshell, the neologism served as a wake-up call for me. It pushed me to have a purpose and have a belief to myself. It encouraged me to put myself out there and basically made me come out of my shell to try new things, to explore the world. That is why I joined this club. I believe that this club will push myself furthermore into a better person and be more confident in myself. I believe that this club will empower me in nourishing my inner girl boss. Plus, I've always been passionate about public speaking, except with the exception of debating. Now imagine this, you're in 8th grade and with little to no experience, you were put in a team, literally your classmates and all, and on the very first round, you were up against a state championship, 11th grade state championship. That was a totally traumatic experience for me, and I would not go down that memory lane ever again. And I've always been outspoken with myself, with my thoughts and beliefs in life. In fact, I am a human rights supporter who believes that everyone is equal. Having an alter ego of a girl boss gives me the confidence to stand up for what I believe is right and make a difference in the world. I've participated in a few mental health and climate change protests, which sort of make me believe that I have found my true calling. Also, besides that, me, along with other few friends of mine, are in the process of forming a non-governmental organization, an international one, because we are quite a few of us in the whole world. So are in the process of forming an NGO to campaign for human rights and be active activists, defending for human rights such as life and liberty, freedom of opinion and speech, food, shelter, clean water, sexuality, and most importantly, being recognized as a human being. For my part, I shall enlighten and address the global happenings that are happening in Asia. Now, in reply of this, one of my goals in joining this club is actually to build my public speaking confidence skills and to enhance and to be more vocal in communication and message delivery, so that I can contribute and be more confident in making a lasting impression to the society, on the society. And I really hope that this club can help me achieve that. Overall, the process of becoming and staying oneself is a very complicated journey. One may be disappointed, one might, I would say, one most likely be perplexed along the way. However, it can be a rewarding path of enlightenment and understanding oneself, a journey that might lead to true bliss with blood, sweat, and tears along the way. I don't think I've found my true happiness yet. I haven't even found myself yet, but I do believe that I am on the right path. Although not all my days and nights are magic, life is not a bed of roses, but hey, that's life, I guess. You know, I'm still figuring out myself, I'm still figuring myself out, but one thing I do know is that I am a girl boss. We're all girl bosses. I am confident, and sometimes I can be unconfident too as well. I think I know what I'm doing, and I'm also slowly overcoming my identity crisis as well. I have a particular personality, which kind of is explainable here. It's pretty obvious. Oh, but I would say that I'm kind of original as well. I enjoy the subtle things in life, like going out drinking with your friends and then crashing at a hotel and coming back the next day still hungover with everything that's going on. But I am Elvin. I'm just a human being. I live life. I do things what I want. I enjoy things what I want, what I do, and everything. In general, I guess I can say that, to conclude this, I guess I can say that I am a girl boss. I am confident that I know what I'm doing, and I know that I can make a change in the world. That will be all from me. Thank you.
Okay, so now let's clap for speaker one, Alvin, for completing his first ever speech in Thank you, Alvin, for giving us such a meaningful speech. The speech title is Being a Girl Boss. I think everyone can be a girl boss, like what Alvin said. Everyone can be confident. Everyone can step out of their comfort zone and do something different and improve themselves. Although Alvin said just now that he is still finding himself in the journey, so I hope that you can find yourself in the journey of Toastmasters Club. Now, so let us put our hands together to welcome speaker number 2, Maro, to the stage. She is also doing her first ever speech, icebreaker level 1. So now the floor is yours.
Okay, so can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay, so a very warm greetings to all our Toastmasters here, and thank you very much, Miss Toastmaster. So my name is Ohini Maro Damijo Anakdorin, but you guys can just call me Maro. I come from a small town in Sarawak, which is Serian. So my speech today is titled "The Different but Not So Different Me." So before moving on to the speech, I am currently 20 years old and I'm pursuing my second semester in the civil engineering course. So growing up as a mixed blood in Malaysia, people often thought that I am a foreigner, and they became shocked when they knew about my ability to speak in Malay, which is our national language. And for your information, I am a mixed blood of Bidayu, which is a native community in Sarawak, and my father is a Nigerian. And as time passes, I can adapt the reality of being different from others, and I am familiar with the shock or the reaction given by people when they get to know me. But I am very grateful because most of the time, people accepted me wholeheartedly. And they also treated me very well. And as a kid, I will actually hate my skin colors because I am quite different from other people. But as time passes, I learned to accept myself just like how others accept me. And I would like to say thank you for everyone who helped me to accept myself. But during my primary education, I was actually going to a Chinese school. So that was quite a big challenge because I don't have any background in speaking Chinese. But I'm grateful because I managed to go through the process. And the fact that being different from other people actually made me a popular kid in school. And that's not the only reason on why I am a popular kid in school, but I'm also a popular kid in school because of my contribution in academics and sports. And I have also represented my school in many kinds of events, be it related to curriculum, sports, or academic. And due to my achievements, this not only made me quite well known in school, but also in the town where I grew up, which is Syria. And as a child, I have been very ambitious like others since young, and I actually have a very big dream to chase. And my family has been my greatest source of motivation, especially because we come from a B40 background. So for those who are not so familiar with the term B40, B40 is actually a term used to differentiate those whose income are below the average income in Malaysia. And this causes me to become even more motivated because I really want to change my family's fate, and I really want to make my loved ones, especially my parents, to be proud. And the journey isn't as simple as what it seems to be, of course, but and I also actually have experienced many ups and downs growing up, be it academically, physically, mentally, but because of the motivations and persuasions from everyone, I managed to go through until now. And every time I actually felt like giving up on doing what I am doing, I always tell myself to not give up, because even though that you still have a long journey to go through, but you must remember that you are always nearer to the goal compared to where you are at yesterday. And after reaching a mentally stable condition during my teens, because as a teen, I am quite rebellious. So, but after time passes on, I managed to become stable. And I actually learned that I actually realized that maybe I am different from others in terms of my family background, in terms of my skin colors. But in the end, every one of us actually are heading to one goal, which is to be a successful person and to make our loved ones proud of us. So before I would like to end my speech, I would like to thank you all for accepting me to this Toastmaster Club, and I am awaiting to learn a lot more from you. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Congratulations, Maro, for completing her first ever speech in Toastmasters Club. So what a meaningful speech you delivered just now. Being different but not so different. It means like everyone is different. Everyone is unique in this world. So you have to love yourself, embrace yourself, because you are the best version of you. So now I'll pass the speech to the third speaker. Let's welcome our third speaker, who is 𝐸𝐧𝐠. So for his speech, he is going to complete level 1, writing a speech with purpose. His title will be How to Self-Learning. His speech will be about 5 to 7 minutes. The floor is yours, 𝐸𝐧𝐠.
Hi. Hi everyone, my name is 𝐸𝐧𝐠. About how to self-learn. So before I start my topic, I want to ask everyone here. Do everyone here don't have a lot of free time? So take a hand.
Me, I have no free time.
Okay. So as a student, me myself also don't have a lot of free time. Especially when I was confined, I was need to study for my SPM. As you can remember, I wake up from 7 and I go to school from 7:50 till 1 p.m. and I have to attend tuition from 4 to 6, and then another tuition from 8 to 10. What a hectic schedule. Yes, I don't have free time, but at that moment, I, as a 17 years old teenager, I want to learn something new. I want to develop a new skill. So I wonder, how long do I need to learn a skill? So Min-Kang, how long do you think?
Depends on the skill. Some skill require 1 hour.
Okay. So the answer is only 20 hours. Yeah, 20 hours. Why is that? So let's see. So we only need 20 hours to achieve the level of like above average level. So imagine like you want to learn a badminton. You only need 20 hours to become better than average people, but you need 10 years to become like 𝐿𝐸. But that's not the point. Okay, so how to self-learning? Only 5 steps. Yeah. So the first step is we need to deconstruct the skill. Why is that? Because all skill that we can think of is actually consists of many specific skills. For example, if I want to play a basketball, what I need to know? I need to dribble the ball. I need to know how to dribble the ball. I need to score, right? How to score. I need to learn how to lay up, and I need to know how to shoot the ball, like the shooting form, and when we shoot, how the ball is released from our hand, and how like it needs 390 degrees. 1, 2, 3, and how our leg should stand. So as you can see, if we break the skill into like the more pieces we break the skill, the more we know what we need to learn. So it's become more easier for us to learn a skill. So next, the second step is to learn enough to self-correct when we are practicing. We can find any resources from the internet. You can Google it. We can watch any like YouTube tutorial video. And if you don't have any like internet access, you can go to the library and find some books about it. But for me, imitation is the best way to learn. You don't need to go to library or what. You just go to the basketball court and watch how people play basketball. Just copy their move and you will become a good basketball player. So I mentioned that learning enough to self-correct. What I mean by learning enough is when you get the basic concept of it, just go to practice. Because watching 5 hours of YouTube tutorial video is procrastination. That is not learning a skill. So yeah, so the important is learn enough to self-correct when you are practicing. So moving on to the third step is to buy the equipment you need when to practice the skill. So if I want to practice a ping pong, what I need? A ping pong table, a ping pong net, ping pong bat, and a ping pong ball. Yeah, it's quite expensive. Okay, but that is no choice, no choice, because we have to practice. So moving on to the step 4 is to remove any distraction when you are practicing. For example, your phone, your laptop, or your girlfriend. If you have a girlfriend now. Sorry, Minkang. Okay. So moving on to the last step is to practice at least 20 hours. Only 20 minutes a day for 2 months, and you will be surprised by how good you have become. And you can learn anything by using this method. I have learned how to play ping pong last semester break. I have learned how to play piano after my SPM, after my SPM. And recently I have learned how to play a knife. Yeah, not knife. This is the butterfly knife, or we can call it baling song. If you play SPF game, you can know what is this. Like you play CS:GO or Valorant. So I learned the basic open like 20 hours. And so only 20 hours. So before I end my speech, I challenge you guys. Learn a skill no matter how busy you are. Only 20 minutes a day for 2 months. As the saying goes, one is never too old to learn. That's all from me. Thank you.
Let's congrats. Wait, the name is 𝐸𝐧𝐠 for completing his speech. So what a beautiful speech you delivered just now. That you talk about how to self-learning. You even share the 5 steps to self-learn a skill, and you even draw this graph telling us that we months or 1 month maybe to learn the new skill. Yeah. Okay, so now let's welcome our fourth speaker, Kenneth. And his speech is Level 2, Understanding Your Leadership Style. And the title is Same Shoes. Now the floor is yours.
Excuse me. Can you correct the camera angle for the speakers before you start?
Online people, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Okay, what is this? Okay, how did I throw to you? No, just kidding, just kidding. Okay, so today my speech is about my sports shoe. Okay, just kidding. Okay. So today's speech is about how a leader put yourself into the same shoe as the followers. Okay, let us visualize this situation. As a leader, how will you position yourself? Above or below your followers? Above or below the organizational structure? Any idea? Okay, President.
Below lah, below.
Below. Below. Okay, why do you think it's below?
Because if people are saying that.
Okay, let me answer you later. Before I become a leader, I thought a leader is someone who is very smart, resilient, able to lead the organization. I thought a leader is someone who dominates and leads, while the followers just lie down and follow whatever decision which have been made by the leader. But actually, let me tell you why this concept is wrong. A leader connects the heart with the followers and stands with them, share the same perspective with them. Okay, now you close your eyes and think about one situation. Close your eyes now. Okay, imagine you're on top of a mountain. What do you see?
Mountain.
Sky.
Sunrise.
Cloud.
I see the sun. When I see the sun, my eyes got burned out.
I see another mountain. I see another mountain.
You see a mountain. Yes, you see the sun. The sun is bright, right? And how about the view? Is it
It
nice?
burns my eyes, I can't see.
Okay, imagine. Okay, how about the view? Is it
Cannot see
spectacular?
because kena block with KLCC.
Is it spectacular? I guess it is. Okay, now let us turn into another scenario. Imagine you're a hiker, but you are below the mountain. What do you see?
Mountain.
The valley. I see
Okay,
the
how
valley.
about the view? Is it narrow or is it spectacular?
It's spectacular. It's marvelous.
Okay, how about the air? Is it cool or is it humid and hot?
It's cool.
Okay, I guess it is hot and humid, right? So it is the same thing as a leader and a follower. As a leader, sometimes you put yourself very high, but the experience you have is totally different with your followers. Imagine if you're a leader, you put yourself too high until one day you fall down. Or until one day the followers are standing so low down the mountain and they can't experience any benefit. Their view is so narrow, the air is so hot and humid. So what will the followers do? They will run away from you as a leader, find someone who will materialize their dreams. So as a leader, what you need to do is you build a ladder for your followers to climb up the mountain. It is how you help them to improve. Assist your followers to materialize their vision. Okay, I know what I know. Okay, you can open your eyes already. I still see some closing their eyes. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Now maybe my points are quite abstract, right? Because I believe someone who haven't become a leader don't know what I'm talking about today. Don't worry. Let me explain to you with one situation. Okay, imagine now you are going to make a decision. Toastmaster President Min Kang want to increase the meeting time
to 4 hours. Okay, so now how a leader decide? It is based on the leader's viewpoint, based on the followers' desiration, or a consensus between the leader and the follower. Which one?
Just do it.
Don't think members will have 4 hours meeting.
Okay, a consensus.
Just do it for hours.
Okay, it is a consensus, right? So how to build a consensus? Okay, for example, the reason 𝐵𝐴𝐿 gave is because the members can learn more. The leaders can interact more with the members. So as a member, do you want to increase the meeting time to 4 hours until 12 p.m. today?
No.
Okay, reason? What's the reason?
Yes, yes.
Okay, any reason? Why you don't want?
Exhausting.
Okay, Isaac, why you don't want to increase the meeting time to 4 hours?
Because I'm a boy and love income.
Okay, how about how? Why?
I like this idea if there's free food in between, yeah. 2 hours, 2 hours break. I mean, no, 2 hours break. I mean, the break between 2 hours with free refreshments is absolutely amazing.
Just imagine how many people count you get in if let's say you put meeting for 4 hours.
Okay, for university students, because someone have classes on 8 a.m., right? We need to wake up early, right? How about for working adults? I have work, I have family.
I'm okay with for 4 hours.
I'm okay.
I'm okay. I just want to see a lot of Triple Crown winners here.
Okay, well, okay, just a scenario, It is because 4 hours meeting is so boring and so mind draining, right? So how to reach a consensus? Okay, maybe 𝐵𝐴𝐿 can collect everyone's opinion. What are the aspects you want to improve within this meeting? Okay, let's say option A is to improve their speaking. So maybe just to increase the speaking slots and decrease the table topic time. Or option B is to increase the table topic time. So just increase the table topic time slot and decrease the speech slots. Or maybe increase the meeting time to 30 minutes only, so that it is a win-win situation where you can have a balanced development. So this is the style of the leader. As a leader, you need to stand in the same perspective with your followers. You need to share the same shoes with them. Okay, although the things I present here is quite abstract today, but trust me, just like what 𝐸𝐺 mentioned just now, you need to do it, become a leader. It is because application and experience is the most imperative way to learn something. That's all from me. Thank you.
𝐵𝐴𝐿, next meeting for hours.
Congratulations for Kenneth to finish his speech just now. So it is a very meaningful speech where you deliver by understanding your leadership style. You let us visualize the mountain and the top of the mountain and the bottom of the mountain to know the roles of leaders and also followers, which is very interesting way to think about it. Okay, so now that concludes the prepared speech session. We'll now have a photo session followed by a 5-minute break. Yes?
Can we have a vote for the best?
Oh yeah, before that we have to vote for the best speakers. Okay, so Zoom master, please.
Xin-En, just a quick quickly, I need to point out to you that now is 8:58 p.m.
Yes.
And because we start a bit late, which is 8:05, so the next the table topic speeches will be done in 9:05. Is that clear? Is that right?
Yeah, 9:05. Yes. 9:05, right? Yes, that's
okay,
right.
thank you. I just want to know the time.
Okay, let's give Zoom Master a little bit time to set up. Guy can vote in your mind first.
You can try to remember what the four speakers say just now and try to choose the best speaker or the best topic you like.
I vote for Minkang.
Just curious, Xing-En, because as one of them exceeded by 2 minutes, so should we disqualify that person or not?
No need disqualify.
No need disqualify.
Okay, that's good to hear. Thank you.
I just shared this.
Okay, so now everyone vote.
The link is
Oh, link is in the link is in the Zoom chat.
I will.
Zoom master will share the code for visitor audiences.
Yeah. Here's the code. Okay. 1227305. Okay. 1227.
Guys, please vote with the speaker 7305. How do I vote? I see. 122 73 7305. Which platform to master this Slido?
Yes. So far, 17 has voted. Okay. I'll just open the mic. How many participants are there? 13.
Has everyone voted?
Now 18. Still.
Just set a time. If those who didn't vote, then it's okay.
We will close the vote in 1 minute.
We'll close the vote. Speak through this mic.
Oh, okay. The poll will close in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so now the voting session is closed. Everyone make sure you voted just now. Yeah, okay, so now we're going to have a 5-minute break. Or before that, we have a photo session.
Right, physical audience just come here. If you have devices, you can look at your.
Xing-En, I think we should
Yes?
follow the schedule and start at 9:05.
Oh, all right, okay. So we have a break, only 2 minutes. Okay. We'll start the session back at 9:05.
Photo session, right?
Photo session. So yeah, photo session.
So okay, we'll have photo session in front, right? No, we have to do it together with Zoom or yeah, we're just doing here. For those who have laptops, you can join on laptop, but you guys can come here and have a come. Mask on for physical audience. Wait, let me see camera.
I will take a screenshot.
Zoom master will take the photo.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1.
in shaking. In 3, 2, 1. Crystal. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Done? Done. All right.
Well, finally, activities all resume physically. I'm President Min Kang. Oh, finally, new expos are in already.
Don't call me president yet.
Become president already.
Oh, you don't give me stress, you know. I'm in transition period.
I see. Same lah.
Transition period, huh?
Now I'm 10% president. By June I'll be 90%. So by July I'll be 100%. And that time
Same lah. The way it works is like that. I normally wait for July when the new term start. One day I must come and visit your club as area director for my area one day.
Apa Danish?
Yeah, I just got elected for my area.
Which area?
District 102, Division A, Area A2.
Congrats on your appointment.
Thanks. I know you were past area director, but I can tell you that looking at the task ahead, it's gonna be.
Congrats on the appointment. I hope you survive it.
I know area director post is that's a thing lah, because it's like I'm currently at my exco, but then they asked me to take up exco role in this current term and then do area director. I'm thinking, oh my god, 2 posts. Am I going to kill myself? I'll just look into it.
Please say you say no to the exco position.
Guys, sorry to interrupt. We will resume the meeting now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now I can see that everyone has come back to their room, the Toastmasters room, I mean. Yeah. So thank you ASAA for resuming the meeting. All right, so comes the table topic session, and I would like to pass the control to the table topic master, Kyler.
I don't know where I should look at, but I'm having 2 devices right now. Be careful. Hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen, from your home to the KPS area here. So my name is Kyle, and for this session, I'm going to conduct the table topic session. This topic is an impromptu speech given by our Toastmasters as well as guests who can also participate here. Now, the rules are pretty simple. I'm going to show you an image, and then you're going to comment on that image. You will be timed, and the timer, can you please demonstrate the time? At 1 minute, it will be the green light. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, it will be amber or yellow. At 2 minutes, it will be red, and you will be given an extra 30 seconds to finish up your speech. You must finish by 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So basically, that's it. It's an impromptu session, impromptu speech. So anyone can participate. All you need to do is just raise hand over online or physically with your own hands.
Maybe I can try first.
All right, good, fantastic.
Yeah.
So we have Danish.
Yeah.
So let me just share screen. All right. I can see that it's loading. So it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, bigger, bigger. So true to the theme of the day, Danish, we're going to talk about how we're going to take action. And that's basically the theme. So by looking at this image,
there is a path where you start. And there are some paths that are close to you. Yet, after the line, which is today, there are a lot of paths. Please share your opinion about this image. Danish?
That means I'm supposed to relate my story with this image, is it?
You can comment on anything regarding this image.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Basically, what are my comments? We look at the two different diagrams. The past. You are born. What can I describe from here? We all know we are in this world here because of our parents, basically. If our parents had not done something, basically, we would not be here today. It will not have materialized. After all, we all know the process of being born from the sperm made to the ovum, and then it fuses it forms an embryo from a zygote, so on and so forth. And then after that, it goes the dreaded 9 months in process labor before the fetus eventually is born. Hence, after we are born, it seems that, wow, we are in a new world. Yes, finally, I get to see the world. However, looking at the first path, the first diagram, it looks like the path is a sort of straight line. However, if we look at the future, going here and there, here and there, here and there. What can I describe from here? The answer is this. Life is never it's never a one-way road. After all, life is not a bed of roses. In life, you're going to face many trials and tribulations. And as the years go by, you will even face even more challenges. For example, we went to school, kindergarten. Then I went to primary school. Then I went to secondary school. And then in secondary school, we had to face SPM. Do we think SPM is just the end of the road, the last exam? Very stressed, like maybe the China's 𝐏𝐿𝐏𝐿? No. You have university life. And then what was it? Yes. After that, you have your working life after graduation. This is where the pain happens. And you also eventually, once you get married, you have to take care of your family. You have to raise your family tree. After all, if you don't have any family, if you don't move on with life, nothing's to materialize. However, I believe this. Challenges are what makes people a better person. Without challenges, we will not be able to improve and step forward. Therefore, in a nutshell, I would say that as life goes on, be ready to face the challenges ahead. After all, if you don't face the challenges ahead, nothing will materialize. You will not get anything. You will not be where you are today. With that, back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much for our guest, Danish, all the way from Malacca Toastmasters Club. So, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe in what Danish has said. So, do challenge yourself, do get better, right? After all, we're all materialized by our parents, right? The next part, okay? Can I have a volunteer? Oh, yes! Good! We have someone from the physical side. Please step up forward. All right, so usually we would shake hands. All right. Nicholas, all right, nice to meet you, Nicholas. So, Nicholas, I would like you to focus onto the screen right here, okay? You'll be given the next topic.
Oh my God, this is not easy.
Okay, so you have an image there. It's a caveman. He said, "Lift heavy stone, make that head voice quiet." Okay, you can comment on anything and what you believe on this image. All the best, Nicholas.
Thank you so much. So this particular topic. So let me think. Lift heavy stone, make sad head voice quiet. Dear Toastmasters and guests, when I see this image, the first thing that pops up into my mind is that the word excuses. When you go to the gym, when you want to go to the gym and want to have a good body, your mind starts to make excuses. Go to the gym tomorrow lah. Today I relax first, and then tomorrow I will go. Or if I go to the gym Then after that, come back to school, lepak with friends. What's the point, right? So these are the excuses. These are the hid voices in your mind. So like sad hid voices in your mind. So what you have to do if you want to live heavy stone and to be a buff caveman, you have to watch little sad voice in your mind saying, "Oh no, we can't do it. Oh no, let's do it tomorrow." You have to quiet that. We go to the gym, it's muted, and then all you have to do is to lift that heavy stone, and slowly and steadily, the more you quiet that little voice in your head, more stone you lift, and soon you'll be able to meet your goal to having good physical buff caveman body. So that concludes my table topic. Back to you, table topic master.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's our response from our guest Nicholas. So I think he really encapsulates the spirit of the stoneman there, right? So for all the guys, I hope you become buff, strong stonemen, and for all the ladies, maybe you can become buff, strong stone ladies. Next topic, any brave soul? We have volunteers after volunteers. I'm so happy. Anyone online?
Volunteer itself.
All right, Iktifar. Hi, Iktifar.
Yo.
Right. Ready, Iktifar?
Yep.
Okay, so so this is a little bit, I would say, brainy. We must always take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor. Never by a Nobel laureate Peace Prize winner, Mr. Elie Wiesel. I believe he's a PhD. Iktifar, the floor is yours.
We must always take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Do you think this is true? Must we always take sides? When two people are arguing, why can't we become the middle person? Why we should side one another? I mean, like, for example, right, the most classic example is when you get married and your wife and your mother argue, whose side do you take? Your mom. Then your wife will be very angry. You take sides with your wife, then your mom will not be cooking you food. So why just be neutral? Neutral is the best way to settle any scores or any arguments, because you see the views from both sides and you become the middle person so that you can moderate the argument and make a sound judgment. So I really disagree with this sentence that we always have to take sides. No, we should not take sides. We have to listen to the whole picture and judge for ourselves. And by achieving that, we must be neutral. So that's it for me. Back to Carl.
Thank you so much to Toastmaster Iktifar for that comment. I would agree to disagree, but I see your point there, and it's valid. Especially you don't want to get your wife and your mother fighting, right? Sometimes they might turn sides and then go against you. So thank you so much. I think I learned a thing or two about that. Okay, we are at our fourth topic. Anyone would? Oh yeah, we have another volunteer. Thank you so much. We have a guest. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our guest, Daryl. So, Daryl, I'm going to show you the image, and all you need to do is comment on what you feel about it. Next topic is, when a person can't find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. Are you that type of person? When a person can't find a deep sense of meaning, they would distract themselves with pleasure. Daryl.
So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So when I see this phrase, it reminds me a lot about my friends and society at large. Personally, for me, when I see people using social media, I think it rings a bell with this phrase. In this day and age, we like instant gratification, such as YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, because whatever content you want, you can just search for it and it's right there in the fingertips, as quick as lightning. But if you look beneath this, these sources of distraction are actually pulling you away from your true wants and desires. Like, ask yourself this: who is the person that I want to be? When was the last time that you actually thought about that for a moment? Because to me, I see a lot of people going through social media day in and day out without having some time to recollect their thoughts about what actually they are doing. Because even I fall prey to this when I see Instagram, like sometimes, or YouTube, for example. If you just want to go there and check something out, and then suddenly you get stuck in there for like hours and hours, and then suddenly when you finish, you suddenly realize that, oh, where has my time gone? And then it repeats for, the cycle goes on and on. So I believe that these distractions are really not beneficial if you want to find your true meaning in life. And to find your true purpose and meaning in life, I believe that you need to spend time in isolation, and you need to spend time alone and try and push aside these distractions for a while so that you can find what is it you really want to do in your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our guest, Daryl, right there. I hope you can find that inner zen and peace and materialize your dreams and hopes and dreams. Hopefully that's not a cave, but a nice, comfortable room, right? Now, I would like to address something, Mr. Timer, Toastmaster Yu-Ming.
Yes. I don't think much time left. Is exactly 9:20 right now.
All right, thank you so much, Timer. So with that, I would like to conclude the time. But before we go, please do vote for your best table topic speaker.
Sorry, yeah. Maybe because I really want to hear this person speak, so Timer, maybe we'll extend a little bit the table topics, but I'll cut short my report later. Is that okay?
Sure, no problem.
Because I want to hear this person speak.
Interesting.
No problem, no problem.
Okay.
All right.
All right, always works.
All right, thank you.
All right, we have a special request from our general evaluator, all the way from Bukit Jalil Toastmasters Club. May I ask, who is it that you would like to request?
I think I chat on the chat already. Is Darren there?
Yes, yes, he is.
Okay. Yes, fifth speaker.
All right, distinguished Toastmaster Darren, you were volunteer. Please step on stage, and I have a go ahead. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is distinguished Toastmaster Darren. Okay. We're having some. I don't think. Okay, good. Now I'm going to move to the next topic, Darren. Your topic is: the longer you live in the past, the less future you have to enjoy. The longer you live in the past, the less future you get to enjoy. Distinguished Toastmaster Derek.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been advised to me that it's not a good idea to come to a Toastmasters meeting when your best friend is the general evaluator and your other best friend is the table topics master. Now, I think this topic was purposely chosen for me because Carl knows that I like to collect stuff. I like to collect all sorts of stuff ranging from antique stuff to modern stuff. But I think that I would disagree with this statement that the longer you live in the past, the less future you have to enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, civilization was built upon what we have learned from the people of the past. And if you notice the £2 coin from the United Kingdom, there is a statement written on the side of the coin which says, standing on the shoulders of giants. And that means that the entire civilization of the United Kingdom was built by standing on the shoulders of the past giants. Now, when we say that we live in the past, it does not mean that we do not take steps towards the future, but rather we use the lessons that we learned from the past to step forward and enhance and expand on it to build what we have today. For example, this meeting, this hybrid mode meeting with all of you here and half of you online would not be possible if we did not build on the past. So with Toastmasters as the foundation that was in the past, Zoom, which was the future, and COVID, which is the present, that led to what we have today, this hybrid meeting, which enables all of us to join, whether you're at home or whether you're here physically with us. And that's why I disagree with this statement that says the longer you live in the past, the less future you have to enjoy. I would like to replace it with another statement, which says that we remember the past to build on the future. Back to you.
Well, I will leave it to that. And I hope all of you online as well as physical have some take-home message from this session. And I hope you benefit from it. Again, don't forget to vote your best table topic speaker. With that, I would like to pass control back to the Toastmaster of the evening. Toastmaster singer. Well done.
Okay, thank you, Carl, for managing the table topic section. Okay, so now everyone who speaks today gets feedback. And now it's the evaluation session. Let's welcome General Evaluator, 𝐿𝐻𝐿.
Thank you so much, 𝐶𝐿 as the Toastmaster of the evening. Before we start, let me introduce, we have a few guests over here. So let me introduce my role. My role as a General Evaluator basically is to lead the evaluation session and also to give points of improvement on what are the things that have done well, to encourage and support the members, and also how can we improve from this meeting. I will evaluate generally throughout the whole meeting progress as well, and also I will call upon the evaluators, the role players, and I'll deliver my evaluation report at the end of the meeting. So first up is the speeches. So let us begin by calling upon the first evaluator, which is the table topics evaluator. May I please invite our current president, Toastmaster 𝐿𝐻𝐿, to be on stage to deliver the evaluation report. Over to you, 𝐿𝐻𝐿.
Thank you so much, our General Evaluator. Carmen, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So for the meeting 234 table topic evaluation report, we have 5 total speakers for today's. And today's table topic is quite interesting. I think some of the questions are quite philosophical. So in fact, to answer a table topic question, there are 3 general tips that I can offer to you. So you can answer directly to the topic, or you can talk against the topic, or you can talk around the topic. And I believe all the 5 speakers for today's meeting have demonstrated talk against the topic, answer directly to the topic, so which later I will comment on it. So a general comment on the good things for today's speaker. I believe for all the speakers we have today, you are very fluent and proficient, and you have great body language when you deliver your speeches, and also you have a decent eye contact. No matter you're on Zoom or you're standing here delivering speeches, you know to look at the audience. So that is a really good thing. So for our first speaker, we have a Toastmaster Danish. So Toastmaster Danish is all the way from Malacca Toastmaster Club, and he was given a picture with a picture about past and present, where he was born, starting a straight line until a sort of branches, different branches into the future, different connecting line, like a branch. So for Toastmaster Danish, the highlight for your speech, I think you have great body languages, even though you are on Zoom, you are sitting over there. Your body language can be seen clearly. Your hand gesture, and then you're really looking at the screen. So this really makes you really, engage, with audience when they're doing the speeches. And
I think when you're delivering the speeches, you use a descriptive approach. So you mentioned about the past, when you are born, you describe how you are being born, from cells, until becoming a baby. And then you talk about the future. The future, you mentioned about, the process that from a kid, becoming teenagers and then adults, working adult, and eventually to face the life. So I think this is a really good approach. You decompose your speech into parts. Look at there are a lot of, details in the images itself, but you manage to explain it, decompose it part by part, and explain it to us, make it easily understandable. So of course, you also have strong supportive point for your speech, which make your speech really great. So for our second speaker is Toastmaster Nicholas. I think Toastmaster Nicholas is our guest for today's meeting, and I think this is the first time he's delivering a topic speech in UMTC Toastmaster Club. Not, of course, in other clubs he has the experience of delivering speeches. So my first impression for Toastmaster Nicholas is he is such a fluent speaker. I think I really like your accent. You have really good accent. So I think your highlight for your speech is that you are very confident in delivering your speeches. And so in your speeches, you use great pauses. So when you come up on the stage, you immediately start with an eye-catching, not eye-catching, like sort of attention grabbing. Like you say like this: when I see these images, the words that pop up in my mind is excuses. So you use great pauses to engage and attract audience attention, and then they're able to follow you along and really immerse themselves in your speech. So this is such a great attempt. And in just 1 to 2 minutes, you're able to grab the attention of the audience in order to listen, to engage with you in your speech. So this is a really great highlight for you. And for the area of improvement, I think there's really not much area of improvement. You are really good, in terms of accent and body languages, eye contact. You have it all. Well done on that. Okay, now for our third speaker, we have Toastmaster 𝐸𝐵𝐶. So Toastmaster 𝐸𝐵𝐶 is joining with us online. So I think Toastmaster 𝐸𝐵𝐶 demonstrates us a way of answering the table topic question. Like using against the topic. So he actually disagreed with the topic that is given to him, which is we must always take sides, and neutrality helps the oppressor, not the victim. So Toastmaster 𝐸𝐵𝐶 start off with a question. He asks us, when you have a wife and your mother argue, so which side should you pick? So definitely you're going to stay neutral if you want to stay safe. So in fact, one of the main points presented by Toastmaster 𝐸𝐵𝐶 is that neutrality is the best way to settle everything, be it argument or conflict. So although Toastmaster 𝐸𝐵𝐶 also mentioned that we have to listen and understand the whole picture before we make our judgment. So definitely neutrality might be good, but also we have to understand the whole picture before we make judgment in everything that we do. And for the fourth speaker is Toastmaster Daryl. So the topic given is when a person can't find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. So I think, Daryl, you have a really great point in this speech, is that you talk about the idea of mindless scrolling. So when people have a lot of time, they are feeling like they are not doing anything, they don't want to do anything, like they're sort of languishing. So they will engage with their cell phone, like mindless scrolling for hours and hours. So, and in fact, by spending too much time on social media, it is really not productive at all. And a lot of questions like, who is the person you want to be, your future planning, like the life that you're going to live and the future that you're going to face, you miss it. And you, rather than face it, you engage it with social media, sort of like a place for you to distract yourself. So I think this is a really great point, and it's really related to the speech. I believe you also use the technique that answer the topic directly. That is, you use an example, your personal example, like scrolling phone, engage with social media in order to like avoid some of the problems that you face. And our final speaker is the Distinguished Toastmaster Darren. Again, he's joining us physically today with the topic, the longer you live in the past, the less future you have to enjoy. So I think Toastmaster Darren, you start off with a very conversational style in delivering your speeches. I think it makes me also very relaxed, and you are really confident in delivering the speeches. So when you start on the stage, you start to engage with audience, you throw us with a joke, you say that, hey, when your friends, your G is your friend, and then the topic master is your friend, and then you're going to deliver speeches here right in front of the audience. Okay, I think you raise a really important question in your speech, that is why is the past so significant? You also bring in great quotes and example. For example, just a quick example is that, for civilization in the past, they are actually not built immediately. So they are built on ideas. Every idea has at least one precedent. So they are based on the past thing. So that's why we have a saying, in fact, standing on the shoulder of giants. So every idea that we have right now is actually based on previously generated ideas and wisdom. So in order to achieve what we have today. So Toastmaster, another highlight for a speech is that you also talk against the topic by going against the title that is given to you. You disagree that the longer you live in the past, the less future you have to enjoy. You bring in a very significant example. For example, Toastmaster is something in the past, and then COVID is the present, Zoom is the future. So you want to rephrase it for the topic into, we actually remember the past in order to build the future, which is really true, because all the ideas that we have today will eventually be combined and, how to say, compartmentalized and organized together to generate something more beneficial in the future. So I think overall, for a general comment, again, for all the speakers today, well done. You really offer some really insightful ideas and points in your speeches. And again, you have great body languages, you have really good eye contact. And I think all of you are really good speaker, great speaker, and you really deserve an applause from me. Okay. Okay, thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
All right, thank you so much, President Ken. Next up is our speech evaluator. So may I please call upon to evaluate Alvin. May I please invite Toastmaster Iktifar to deliver the evaluation. Over to you.
All right. Thank you, General Evaluator, for the introduction. So, Alvin, today you already delivered your first speech as a Toastmasters. I applaud you on that. I like that the way that you speak, it was fluent, it was steady, it was calm. But there's a few things you need to take a note before you start your speech. Number one is like the camera angle and also the speaker area. I'm not sure whether the ASA have defined the speaker area for you so that you know where to speak and around where to stand and do gestures. As I see that when you speak, you gain momentum as you speak. Because like at first you were slow, then slowly, I think you gain momentum, you gain the confidence to speak. So you go on and on and on, which is a good thing. I would like to give some pointers to improve your speech. Number one is, since I see that you hold a paper in your hand, so I wish that in the future, try to refrain from holding a paper in your hand. You can just print out the paper the words in big fonts and put on a table so that you are not distracted with the paper, and we as the audience are not distracted with the paper in your hand. What else? In your speech, right? I see there's a few fillers that you included. Like for example, like the part where you say that you don't know about your life and everything, but then you speak about girl power. I think you can just reduce the fillers and go straight to the point, saying that, okay, why is girl power important? I mean, being a girl boss is important. And also like to give more examples on what does a girl boss do, or like who are girl bosses that we know of, any celebrities and all that. I know that you are trying to trying to establish an NGO, but I think instead of establishing an NGO, you can just join a established NGO in Malaysia, like one of the NGOs that do the same thing as what you do is Global Shapers, which is a good platform to get more knowledge about being a vocal in sense of environment and also society problems and issues. And also, I think, right, when you say about we all can be girl bosses, right? You can try this. Let's say, for example, guys, help me around this. Everyone can become a girl boss. Minkang, are you a girl boss?
Minkang don't want to admit.
I don't know.
Or maybe you can do like, you can point to each other. Let's say, for example, right, I know there's a few boys there. Just say, point to like, Isaac, you are a girl boss. We are Kenneth, you are a girl boss. We are all girl bosses. Like what Oprah always do when she gives present. So I think in all, it's a good job done for a first speech. And I do hope to hear more from you in the coming weeks. So I will pass the floor back to 𝐿𝐿. Yeah, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster Ikifa, the area director for W1 as well. Next up is the second speaker, which is to evaluate Maru, correct? Let me invite the evaluator, Toastmaster 𝐿𝐿. Over to you, 𝐿𝐿.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kaman. Am I audible? All right, nice. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmaster Maru's speech has a particular phrase that resonated with me a lot. By taking action, you will become closer to the goal than where you are today. So, Toastmaster Maru, by completing your icebreaker speech, I believe that you are closer to your goal now than before you gave your speech today. So let me start off some of the good points that Toastmaster Maru demonstrated during her speech. First off, her speech has a really great flow. She started with talking about herself and then her experience with being different than the others around her. And also she ended it with a positive message. So the general structure is very clear and the flow is very smooth. So I believe that Toastmaster Maru has put considerable amount of effort in order to prepare this speech. So keep up the good work. And also I noticed that Toastmaster Maru provide good explanation and context when delivering her speech because she's living in East Malaysia and some of the environment there might be different from us here. So she tried to provide a clearer picture to us so that we could picture them better and resonate with her speech better. So this is another plus point that I find very good. Also, I find that Toastmaster Maru, when you gave your speech, you are quite fluent when delivering it. So I believe that you have made ample preparation and you understand the content of what you wanted to present. So that's something that I believe that you did very great too. Now, for the room of improvements, Toastmaster Maru, I can see that you have a decent command in body language. Like for example, when you are talking about something in quotes, you would show using this body language. So it makes us able to know that you're actually quoting something instead of letting us guess. So I believe that this is a very great point. However, I think that perhaps you could try to reduce some of the unnecessary body language. Like I feel that you have been doing this action for quite a number of times in your speech. So if you do this action for too frequent, then when you are trying to do it intentionally, then the message might not get across. So I feel that perhaps you could try to reduce this body language when you are not really intending to show the message via it. Also, I feel that perhaps you could try to put down your face mask and your phone when you're presenting your speech, as when you are showing your body gestures, it might be a little bit distracting for us, the audience. So speaking of the phone, I think that perhaps you could try to maximize your eye contact with the audience by visualizing the flow of your speech in your head instead of referring it to your phone. By doing so, you'll be able to look at the audience more and keep us more engaged with your speech better. But all in all, I believe that you did a very great job with your very first speech in UMTMC. So give more speeches and I believe that you'll be able to achieve your goal for joining us in the long run. And back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster 𝐿𝐿, the Vice President Public Relations of UMTMC. Next up is to evaluate the third speaker, which is to evaluate 𝐸𝐺. May I please invite also a good friend of mine, Toastmaster Sean, to deliver his evaluation. Over to you, Sean.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. It's a pleasure to evaluate 𝐸𝐵 because 𝐸𝐵, you seem like a person that is very comfortable to speak in public. I honestly felt very entertained by your entire speech. And there are 3 points that you did well, but I also offering 3 recommendations to improve your following speech. Now, 𝐸𝐵, first point is that 𝐸𝐵 started his speech with a question. Now, it's always very easy to live up and to get the audience attention just by asking a question. Do you know how to self-learn? And he continued his speech with a very clear structure of 5 steps to deconstruct the skill, to learn enough to self-correct, to be equipped, to remove distraction, including your girlfriend or wife, and have at least 20 minutes every day for 20 hours in 2 months to learn a new skills. Now, this is a very clear development. And finally, he ended his speech with a very clear closing that everybody can learn and it's never too old to learn as well. Now, this was a clear structure. He asked a question, but most importantly, he uses smile and appropriate amount of humor to get the audience attention and also to ease everybody's tension. So by smiling, he himself feels more comfortable, and him being more comfortable makes the audience comfortable. So that overall makes me feel like I'm not only entertained, but also shows the confidence that 𝐸𝐵 has in public speaking. Now, for his room for improvement, he has a tendency to pace front and back, front and back. And during the beginning, he did clamps his hands like this. So this is a clear example of nervousness. And to be honest, we would hope that he make purposeful movements. Like if he says 1 point, move forward, 2nd point to another point. So I'm going to bring you to the next question. He did use like the basketball demonstration to show how easy it is for you to deconstruct a basketball skill, but why not use that skill to develop your story as you go from stage to stage? You could also use acronyms to make it easier for people to remember your 5 steps. So I would suggest DEED, a deed. So D means deconstruct, E is to learn enough, E is to equip, and D is to remove distraction. So by having acronym, people know that, okay, 𝐸𝐵 taught me about the DEED, the deeds to self-learn, and close it with a 20 minutes. So overall, I felt 𝐸𝐵, you have qualities of a great speaker. You achieved the objective of speaking with a purpose because your purpose was to encourage people that it's easy to self-learn, and you could self-learn with these 5 easy steps. So objective achieved, great confidence, great delivery. Just work on your body gestures. Maybe these are things that you don't really observe yourself. These are like involuntary movement, but I hope that in the future and with more Toastmasters evaluation and feedback, you can correct yourself in this very minor habits. With that, I pass the floor back to the General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sean, also the Division W champion for evaluation contests. Hopefully, district will see top 3 as well in the annual conference. All right, next up is our 4th speaker, which is Kenneth. May I please invite Toastmaster 𝐶ian, the Vice President Education from MIA Toastmasters Club, to deliver your evaluation. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. G. Toastmaster Kenneth. So well done with your speech. You know, at first you show the shoes for everyone else to see, and luckily you didn't throw the shoes at us. And yeah, nice shoes, by the way. So you follow up with the engagement with your audience by asking questions to the floor, like should the leader place themselves below the followers or above the followers? Good on you. And also you pose a lot of questions, follow-up questions throughout the speeches. So it's a way that you really put a plus point for yourself by engaging the audience. And you asked me to focus on whether your points are organized, and I felt that it's actually very organized. So what you asked first is that something that is very daily activity, like when you go up to the mountain and you see what do you see? You pose the questions. And then how do you feel when you're at the bottom of the hill? Then you link up that points to how should leader feel or see with all the followers and follow their opinion. So thus meaning that be same shoes with them. And then you further elaborate the speeches with examples, like in the context of the Toastmasters meeting, like how long is the Toastmasters meeting and so on and so forth. So for me, you are very fluent and you understand. So I guess everyone understands it because everyone is engaging and then answering your questions. So no doubt about it. So, but you know, for the points of improvement for your speech, right? You have a lot of pause fillers at the beginning, like you say, okay, okay, okay. That could be the reason why you say that you're not fluent with your speech. Yeah, so be observant with your pause fillers, and that will make yourself to be a better speaker. Then the second point of improvement for you is that eye contact. So I noticed that because this is a hybrid meeting, you focus on the physical meeting, so your eyes didn't focus on the camera. So I felt like you are very engaging with your audience on the physical meeting, but not the audience in the Zoom meeting. So you need to take note of that. And for the humor side, I don't feel that there's any element of humor for your speech, but this whole situation was very humorous. You're asking questions and your audience give you the opposite answers that you do not want to listen for. And yeah, your speech title is Same Shoes, but your members are not in the same shoes with you. So, and lastly, I'm not sure whether you have made the objective of the speech project, because this speech project objective is to identify what is your leadership styles, but you did not say that what is your leadership styles. But in this speech, right, you really focus on this one element of the style. So I assume that this could be your only leadership styles. So it's kind of ambiguous for us at this point. And yeah, that's all from me. And a plus note is that I don't know whether you should have done this project speech with managing your audience rather than this leadership styles. All right, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster 𝐶ian, for the evaluation. I will give my feedback for the evaluators later on at the end during the report. Next up is the vote for the best evaluator. So may I invite the Zoom master to launch the poll, to quote someone, to release the poll. While waiting, may I invite also the grammarian, which is the technical role players, to kickstart the next part, which is the role players report. Over to you, Toastmaster Ittifaq.
Right. Thank you, Kamun, for the introduction again. So, as the grammarian, my job was to see how many times the word already been used, which is materialized. It's been used by Dennis. Hello, hi.
Hello.
Sorry
To interrupt. Since the best table topic speaker, the vote only has 6. So, hey guys, for those who are physical and online, please remember to vote for that table topic speaker. I will close that poll in 1 minute for the best speech later. Yeah.
Okay. So
please vote for the table topic speaker first. The code is the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will keep going on first because to save time, I know the meeting should end at 10. So
I will close the poll in 1 minute and then I will move on automatically to the best speech narrator. So please take note on that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Zoom Master. Grammarian, keep going.
All right. Thank you, Zoom Master, for the information given. So the word of the day has been used 3 times by Danish and 1 time by Carl. That's what I've heard through the Zoom and also through the physical. So another job of the grammarian is to monitor and to record good usage of English. Let's say, for example, there's a few sentences that are good to me. Number 1 is girl boss. I'm an alcoholic student. Being different make me popular. The journey is not as simple as it meant to be. Practice for 20 hours. The view of leaders are different from the followers. Challenges is a part of life. When I see the picture, I hear excuses. Alone time. By taking action, you are closer to your goal. So that's my report in total. Back to you, GE.
All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster Itifa. Next up is the timers report. May I please invite 𝐿𝐴𝐵𝑖𝑛G, correct? Your name?
Speaking.
Okay, over to you.
I share
Timer.
a screen here. Hold on a second. Yeah, let me see. May I know where is the oh, here it is. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm 𝐿𝐴𝐵𝑖𝑛G, the timer for today. So the role of the timer is quite plain and simple, is to record the time of every speeches and okay. So allow me to introduce myself briefly. Greetings, Mr. and Madam Toastmaster, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster and guests. As a timer, I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and evaluations. I also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the three team colors we are shown above beforehand, which is green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. Okay, the timing details are actually explained earlier. Of course, Carl has explained the table topic speech, which is at 1 minute mark is in red, in green, 1 minute mark and half in yellow, and 2 minute mark onwards will be red, and so forth, so on and so forth. Okay, so I'd like to present my timers report right now. Okay, we started at 8:05 p.m., which is quite typical. We always start 5 minutes after to make sure everyone comes in. So for as Sergeant at Arms, he has taken a time of 3 minutes and 30 seconds. For Meng Kang, he has to make a opening address, which takes about 4 minutes. Sing En, 1 minute 30 seconds, which are added here, and Joshua 8 minutes and 50 seconds. Okay, and as for the table topic section, all table topic speakers speaks within 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so there is no overtime here. Whereas as for project speech, Alvin has spent 2 minutes and 43 seconds more than the time allocated, which is 6 minutes. As for the rest, well done. So now for the evaluation segment, 𝐿𝐴𝐵𝑖𝑛G has spent about 3 minutes and 19, overspent 3 minutes and 19 seconds for his table topics evaluation. Okay, as for the project speech evaluators, Itifa, Goy, and Sean has used the time appropriately within the 3 minutes and 30 seconds time frame, and 𝐶N has overspent 57 seconds. So Itifa in itself has used 1 minute of his time as a grammarian, and I myself has used about 2 minutes and 52 seconds, which is overspend of 52 seconds. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster General Evaluator.
Right, thank you so much, Toastmaster 𝐿𝐴𝐵𝑖𝑛G. And finally is my GE's report. So timer, can you please spotlight 3 at green, 4 at yellow, and 5 at red? Is that okay? Timer?
Yes, speaking.
Can you please time me 3 green, 4 yellow, 5 red?
3 green,
4 yellow, 5 red. That's my timing. Okay. Oh.
3 yellow, 4 yellow, 3 green, 4 yellow, 5 red.
Yes, correct. Okay, so I will keep my evaluation short as well. So I will just start indirectly. First of all, I would like to start off with the evaluators first. First of all, evaluators, great job on evaluating all your speakers, and also I realized that most of you are very specific and very specific in terms of what aspect you have to evaluate, and give valid reasons for your speakers as well. And special mention to Goy for being very observant in mentioning the things that the speakers tend to do during their speeches, mentioning their body language, mentioning their voice, and all those aspects as well. So great job to all evaluators for being very specific in your points of improvement. I have only 2 things regarding evaluation. Number 1 is when you evaluate someone, do take note of your speaker's level. If the speaker is someone who is more advanced, for example, level 4 or level 5 project, then you may go a little bit more critical in terms of the evaluation. But if the speaker is an icebreaker level speech, usually what we'll do is we will not recommend on the technical aspects of the speech, but rather just congratulate on being confident, being standing on stage to deliver the icebreaker. Remember, they are first timers delivering your speech. So as evaluators, we need to be mindful that they are not educated well enough to know the technical aspects of speeches yet at the moment. So when you give evaluation, be more encouraging. Something as simple as congratulating them for standing on stage, congratulating them for sharing their personal stories, that means a lot for icebreakers, because you want them to continue their journey and you don't want to bombard too many information on how can you improve a speaker's delivery in a speech. So do take note when you're evaluators, when you're evaluating an icebreaker and when you're evaluating an advanced level speaker, it's going to be very different.
Boy.
Second thing to take note is for the speakers themselves. Like I said, in an evaluation, it is all peer-to-peer feedback. So it is up to you whether you want to accept the evaluation or not. If an evaluator tells you that you have not achieved your speech objective, remember in Toastmasters, we always talk about integrity. So it's up to the members to decide whether you want to re-attempt the speech or not. So if you want to re-attempt, go ahead. If you don't want, you want to move on to the next project, it's okay, go ahead as well. So do take note that as speakers, we take with a pinch of salt on what the evaluator says. All feedback given by evaluation is always personal point of view. It is your own opinion. Some of them might agree, some of you might not agree. So it's still up to you to decide whether you want to pick, whether you want to cherry pick, or whether you want to take it all into consideration. So overall, great job to all the speakers and all the evaluators. You have really done a really good job, and I've learned a lot throughout the speeches as well. Next up is the technical role. First up, I'd like to acknowledge our first timer Toastmaster of the evening. Signan, where are you? Can you please raise your hand? Hi. All right, good. So as a Toastmaster of the evening, great job. As also my junior as well. You're very energetic. You keep the energy alive, and I always like the smile and your tone of voice. You're so inspiring to Toastmasters. As the Toastmaster evening, you make sure that the session runs smoothly, and you also tell us a little bit about the speakers and also what speeches are they going to deliver. So for minor details, it's only in terms of the protocol aspect. So these things I won't mention much. You have to check with your club members or your mentors to guide you on what are the things that you have to do as Toastmaster evening. One example is because we have internal guests in the meeting, people who don't know about Toastmasters. So usually as Toastmaster evening, you have to introduce the history. You have to introduce the club history. You have to introduce the Toastmasters International history, and how you introduce speakers. There's also protocol behind it. So do check with the Vice President Education or your mentor to follow up what are the aspects that you can do. So next time when you be the Toastmaster of the evening again, you're familiar with it and you can do really well as the Toastmaster of the evening. Example, do you know that Toastmasters is only founded for guys in the past? When Toastmasters were chartered in 1924, only males were allowed. And now, currently, 60% of members in Toastmasters are actually females. So this is a fun fact that you can share as a Toastmaster of the evening. All right. And finally, due to lack of time, I would like to share to the guests especially. Joining Toastmasters, right, is not only just about communication and leadership. Of course, yes, the major thing is communication and leadership. It's not about just delivering speeches, delivering evaluation. It's also how you network. One thing I learned about Toastmasters is that we are a huge organization all across 90 plus countries. In Malaysia itself, there's almost 300 clubs already. If you join a Toastmaster in the Toastmasters, you get to be a member of Toastmasters International. You get to visit so many clubs out there. This is what I tell my members when I was in the as the president. If you're an accounting student, go for accounting firm clubs. You know that the Big Four accounting firm has their own Toastmasters club. If you're from engineering, why not network to meet up with engineers from IEM Toastmasters? There are so many out there, and as university students, let me share with you, because I'm an alumni of do take this opportunity to not just prepare yourself for the workforce, but also network around. A lot of people not just benefit in terms of public speaking, but they also benefit in terms of your network, in terms of your career. you see stories where Toastmasters members, they join Toastmasters, they meet people from other backgrounds of life, people who are aged up, and they even got a job in the company. And when they interview, they say, oh, I'm a Toastmaster member. Then that brings value because some clubs, they have chartered their Toastmasters club. So for guests, this is a very good opportunity. And the more details, you can always talk to the Vice President membership. Do join Toastmasters and you will benefit a lot, not just in public speaking, but also how you network and communicate with people. With that, I end my general evaluation report and I'll pass the floor back to our Toastmaster evening, 𝐶𝐿. Over to you.
Thank you for the evaluation by 𝐿𝐿, the general evaluator for today. All right, so now I'm going to, here comes the exciting part. I will now announce the winners for each category. So let Zoom Master set up the slide first. Let's wait. Okay, so the first will be the prepared speech. Drum roll, please.
No. You take it. Then Hong Jian take the photo.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, I take with him.
Wait, the phone is. Three, two, one. 3, 2, 1.
Next welcome. The next one. Next, I'll now announce the winner for what session? Best table topic speaker. Okay, the slides. That's right. Okay, the best table topic speaker is Darren.
Yay!
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Winner gets a.
Okay, now at last we come to the best evaluator. Let's drum roll. The evaluator is, I know everyone knows already, it's Sean.
We'll collect the ribbon later.
I send it to you WhatsApp.
Okay, works as well.
Okay, so that marks the end of today's meeting. And I would like, oh yes?
Appreciation to general evaluator.
Oh, sorry. Okay, before that, I almost forget the appreciation. Now I'll give the appreciation to the general evaluator, 𝐿𝐿, for evaluate this meeting.
All right, thank you. Wait. Thanks for the invite as well.
Say thank you.
Oh, he said welcome. Right, so now that marks the end of today's meeting, and I'll pass the floor to Mr. President for conclusion.
I know it's late, but just bear with me for a few moments. For today's meeting, we have witnessed icebreaker speeches. We've witnessed level 2 speech from Kenneth.
We witnessed level 1 speech from EJ, and we've witnessed some great evaluations, especially good table topics from all our table topic speakers. Again, meeting wouldn't be possible without all of you. Meeting wouldn't be possible without speakers. How do you do meetings without role players? How? I would especially like to take this opportunity to thank all the role players who has been supporting us in today's meeting. As a previous VP, I know the pain of looking for role players so hard, but today's meeting, you guys give support to me. Again, thank you. Our guests for today is Nicholas, Daryl, Ravin, and their guest Danish, and our member, distinguished Toastmaster Darren Chiu. Welcome to these meetings and thanks for the support. Again, 𝐶𝐶, thank you for coming, and Toastmaster Kamun, thanks for being the G. We've seen speeches after speeches, evaluations after evaluations. But that's not the end of this Toastmaster. We have more to come. In fact, our next meeting is on next Monday. Same time, the same platform, same Zoom, the same meeting room, 8 p.m. But speakers are different. The next meeting, we're gonna have 𝐿 𝐻𝐿, 𝐸, and Eileen as our prepared speech speakers. So please come. For guests, please come again. For members, please take roles. Try evaluators. Try table topics master. Try Toastmaster of the evening, like what 𝐶𝐮 has tried today. First time. Again, give a round of applause to 𝐶𝐮. Very hard to be the first timer in organizing a meeting, taking charge of the role of a MC. You guys just have to try. You have to try sometime, but why not try now? Putting your thoughts into actions. That's why you join Toastmaster, right? Putting your thoughts into actions, into words, speaking out loud. Again, thanks for coming for today's meeting. We'll see you next Monday, and I would like to adjourn the meeting now. Last but not least, since Ravin didn't speak today, would you like to give some feedback or comments on today's meeting, please? Yes.
Okay, so give me a moment here. So I'm given this chance to speak. I wouldn't say I'm a good public speaker, but then looking back, I would say I spent my time like really qualitatively, and was really great being here. But the only thing that I want to comment is that I think that when you speak about a topic, make sure it has substance and you don't just speak to fill your time. And I'm actually a very practical person. When I give a speech or when I do anything, I make sure it has a purpose and it completes its purpose. So I would like to give this more advice from myself, just my 2 cents. When you speak with purpose. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any feedback from the general audience? No? Then this marks the end of today's meeting. See you guys next week. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone in online.